So on this episode, it's all about plumbing and electric. And there's no better team than John and the Air Guys to do it. So let's let them take over for this one.
I'm John Skelton, owner of the Air Guys. Started the company 6 years ago. So Christian called me asking if I'd be a part of this project that he's got going. It seemed like a pretty cool project, building a studio out. I've sent my best guys. These guys are super hardworking, no nonsense, no playing, joking around. The guys we have on the project are the hardest working guys. Nothing they can't handle.
How long do you think we can sit here without getting caught?
We're good as long as John don't show up.
It takes a village of helping hands. It takes a people who understand. We can make a difference across the nation with community renovation.
Yeah, it came in that way. There was no door here. Well, there probably was when you got here. There were just shrubs sitting in front of the house.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I'm trying to suck in while I look good for camera.
Yeah.
I think he's got all of his jumpers and stuff down here done. We just got to make stuff up. And then as far as exhaust fan, DJ may come out here today, I don't know. Run the flex out. Did you get any of that? What 4-inch flex line? What's it all talking about? It's for the exhaust fan.
No, you're talking about the
Air Guys have been around roughly about 4.5 years. I've been with them for 3 years now.
They're gonna be Daisy.
I am electrical technician for them. Daisy chaining is basically going from one outlet to another. That's what we call daisy chaining. The way the plugs are set up, when we pull those out, you put the whites on one side, blacks on one side, put your
Daisy too.
The good thing about using 12 wire is the plugs have what we call you can stab or hook and screw.
Right.
14 wire you stab.
Right.
12 wire you can't. You got to hook and screw. So you're putting them, physically putting them on the screws and tightening them down.
Right.
The chance of that plug ever going bad is slim to none, depending on what kind of pressure's on it.
Right.
Now when I say pressure in the bedroom, it's going to be lamps, TV, cell phone.
And not much in here.
We do service and we do new construction. We also do plumbing and heating and air. So we're around the group.
Yeah, we got the two upstairs put in. Upstairs is almost done, but I've got to run the 3 ways. I've got to run from
The switch.
and I moved that switch up and over.
You did?
Yeah, it's a little bit higher than what it was. Oh, yeah. But it's not way down here.
Yeah.
I just moved it up there pretty close to that landing because, you know,
That's way better.
they're probably gonna leave it. That light up where he's at, you run the smoke? Yeah. That light where he's at.
There's really nothing we can't do as far as new construction, installs. We do a lot of change outs with HVAC units. Of course, we do all the wiring for them. And we always comply with state codes to make sure it is done right.
Explain this to me. These are units that are in every section of the house.
It's a cassette mini split, usually good for taking care of one area. This customer right here has mini splits in each one of the rooms, except for the living room. He's got 2. Now this particular type, he can actually have up to 3 heads on the condenser. So he's got 3 separate heads with copper running to each one of them to outside to only 2 condensers.
So it's a 5-way split.
It's got 5 heads in it and 2 condensers. Pretty much it's still considered one system all the way through, but each one of them have a head and each one of them can control the room at a certain temperature. So if his daughter's upstairs is hot, they can crank theirs down. If he wants to be cold in here, or crank theirs up. If he wants to be cold, he can crank his down. You ain't got to have the same temperature throughout the whole house.
You put enough, and then I'll pull to where I'm going to go, leave me enough, and I'll get a bunch of wires stuck down under the house, marked, and then I know where they go from being up here. Once I get under the house, I got an idea where they go. And it's just a matter of, I've already got it in my box here, strapped. All I gotta do is strap it across and stick it up. And then when I get up here, it's labeled on that end so I know what it is and where it's going.
And because you rolled it out like you did, there's no internal wire.
So when I stick it down in there, it may coil up a little bit, but it's not gonna coil back up like that.
Right. It's just a fine little wire, isn't it? Little drill bit.
No, it's a insulation wire, like you hold up the insulation underneath floors.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because we typically, I use them in spine holes.
Right.
Because it's easier to fix a hole that's that small.
Oh, yeah.
Versus kind of big hole and then having to really.
There you go.
Well, yeah, this is actually with PEX, grade A PEX pipe. There's different types. There's grade A, grade B. There's expansion pipe. There's crimp style. This is actually an expansion pipe that we're doing a crimp style on. Basically, you just put the ring on, the fitting in, just like so, and then you take your little tool, put it around it, crimp it. Versus the old days where it was simply sweat fittings, soldering fittings, cutting fitting. This is actually more malleable. It actually, this pipe itself, the grade A, will swell 3 times its size before it busts.
Wow.
So, like, it's technically more durable, better. And then, you know, as far as copper is concerned, like with the shortage of metals and such, and the way they cut down to the lead out of everything, the copper nowadays is not as reliable. Put it that way. PVCs it's a cheap, you know, choice to go with, but in other words, you know, the strongest freeze, it'll bust and split, then you're cutting out sections and replacing it.
So this does not freeze?
It will, I mean, it can freeze, but it'll swell but never bust.
Wow.
Now, the fittings may, the pipe won't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's just really, really for this area of the country, up in Nashville, you run it under the house, you're pretty well set. You're okay.
Right. So, I mean, the whole idea of it is, especially in the walls and ceilings, is to limit the amount of fittings you can, because I mean you limit the amount of potential leaks. So you can bend and twist, and then you can obviously see how much it'll bend, twist,
Unbelievable.
make it turn what it wants and do, you know, without having to put 90s and bends and such in. So there's not less fittings, less leaks.
You don't want to put anything in this wall, right? Because you said you may
Right.
one day
Right.
do something with that closet.
Yeah, I might open it to the other wall. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that short wall.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you already got flows in it.
And I might make this like just a setback, like wet bar.
So let me make a suggestion. Take that light out and put that light up here. And put it on the switch and you can put it out here. The only reason why I'm telling you to do that is if you ever do make it a wet bar.
Then it's already there.
The light is up there and you can do
a fixture thing or
some
whatever.
kind of fixture or something right here.
That makes sense.
I mean, you're gonna walk into it there unless you.
And if you never open it,
it's still
it's
there.
what you want. Yeah.
Because you can't really, you know, and I would say come up in here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and we can actually just pop a wire out here, and you can do something small up here. We don't have to have a box.
Well, or you can just mount it sideways, right? The black.
I can, but I mean, I'd like to keep it center of this.
Gotcha.
And what we do is we leave the wire coiled up in the wall because you're not going to insulate this wire. Maybe.
I definitely know I'm insulating the bathrooms. That's what I was told. I don't know if I need to any other interior walls.
So it's for sound barrier. Believe it or not, it's for sound.
No, I know.
Now they do make the soundboard you can do, but insulating these walls too is going to help with that. Because you don't have those heads in your bathrooms, your closets. So if you've got an area insulated that'll help funnel, And you could even go as far as, I know this sounds crazy, you could leave an exhaust fan on in there to help pull the air and stuff through there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's the only downfall. Those things are great. I know a bunch of people that's done them over the years.
This is the first house that, well, what John has told us is that this is the first house he's done all 5-zone mini splits.
Really?
Yeah. He said he's heard them to be great, and they're great for additions or above the garages and stuff. But I've used them every room I've been in at Sony Music Publishing and everywhere else.
Yeah.
They put each studio room on their own, thermostat.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this works out for the house. It'll be awesome.
So, is there a thermostat in here?
No, y'all will put that in.
Oh, I mean,
It's a remote thing.
Oh, it's
just
a
hangs
remote.
on the wall.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, they just hang on the wall.
I got you.
Did they end up putting the box for the fan? Speaking
No.
of that?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going to have to move that ladder over there because I got to stretch those wires going up.
Right.
And I'm probably just going to come out of something upstairs for that fan because, you're going to have it on a remote.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a switch, so there ain't no sense in worrying about that.
Right. I'm gonna do the same.
And I would probably tell you, too, if you can find a fan without a light kit, unless you just want a light kit,
No.
most of them light kits on them fans.
For fun.
The same type, or you going to take
Yeah.
them down?
No, heck no. Like,
Oh, you can.
just buy the same one.
Yeah, the main thing with these staples is you don't want to drive them too tight to where it could cause an arc.
Yeah, you don't want to pitch the line
Yes.
or go through that plastic.
There are a lot of people when they're first starting out, they'll take that thing and like, I got it good and tight, but it's it's metal on wire, metal and electricity don't mix.
Yeah.
So yes, sir.
18 feet, 6x6. All right, $300. All right, and when you just got them on deck, or I need to call and you got to order them, or how's it work? I'll probably just get two.
We're pulling the smoke detectors. You got to have one in each room and one within inside of 10 foot out of each room. So what we're going to do is I've got a wire pull from here, got to stay 6 foot from the attic door. And I pulled it around and we're going to drop it into the existing house and tie it into the existing smoke detectors. That way they're all communicating together. So if one goes off, you hear it in here and in there. It's just a fire marshal code. And then we're going to finish roughing in, get everything ready for the rough in, and then after the rough in passes and everything gets done, they can do the insulation and sheetrock and get everything painted. And then we come in and put all the plugs and switches and hang the lights.
Girl, it's almost as cheap to put those things in as it is to run the wire, the switches, and the plates and all that.
Right.
But what it is, you got to hardwire one switch, and then it's got a little remote that you can take anywhere in the house, and you can set it. Batteries last about 3 to 5 years, and you just turn it on and off the punch of a button.
That's cool.
This side, I can get it back against this,
So they moved this over here.
Yeah, we had the switch leg on this side, but instead of venting for this vent that needs to go out, instead of it going out the front and being right next to the front porch, which wouldn't look very nice, we re-ran the wire on the backside because you can't drill through these beams by state code. They don't want you to drill through them, so we flip-flopped this and ran the wire back on this side, and I already wired it in before I put the fan up because it wires in the back. And this is the vent. It's going to vent straight out that way.
Perfect. And it's going to be where it needs to be.
It's going to be where it needs to be. This is a light can combo. So the actual the light goes right here, and
Awesome.
then it's got an exhaust fan that pulls the air or the smell.
Out of the bathroom.
It does. And gets it out of the house. And now that it's going out the back, it won't be venting out towards the front porch.
Beautiful.
Well, what I was going to say is we'll drop down this wall, hit the master, come out of the master, and hit one, and then we're going to shove the wire back into the house.
Okay.
Because I think on the other side of that wall is bedroom. So there should be a smoke in that bedroom.
That's
So so we can just stick us a wire over there,
okay.
and then we can get it when we get ready to trim it out. But it would be easier to do it that way. Be careful though, you got that crawl door, so you gotta stay 6 foot away from it.
Oh, we done did that on the V show.
Oh,
We
hey,
talked all about it. That's why I told him I was pulling the ground this way.
yeah, put it back over here. And I wanna make sure, I think I've got, all right, so we gotta do this too. We gotta have a light and a plug up here.
Okay, we're gonna catch it out of that plug.
We can come out of there and jump up there for a light and a plug, and make sneak the wire out of there, drop it over there for ceiling fan.
In the center?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one just gonna be on the remote or a switch?
Remote.
And what do you think about this house being used to do some things that make a difference in the community with music?
It's pretty cool. I've known Christian for a couple of years now. His second oldest daughter and my daughter, they go to school together, and they've been friends for several years. So I've known Christian, and it's pretty cool. It really is. Helping him out, you know, he's a musician that's wanting to see how it's done and do it, and he actually did a pretty good job. I'll give him that.
Okay.
He can come back and cut it in, so that's why we're leaving this whole area open. But you don't have to have one in here because it's a loft. So,
All right.
it's just bedrooms and hallways. So,
All right, so I'll drop it down over here then, and then we'll worry about getting it into the existing house at that point.
we'll just shove a wire back in there, is all we're gonna do.
You got it.
And I mean, you could come out of here if you wanted to and drop a wire over there for a plug and a switch, or for a plug and a pull chain,
Oh yeah, for that.
if we wanted to.
I may do that.
I'm just trying to make sure that the only junction I got left is, I'm gonna get that box nailed up and just try to roll that wire up in it, because it can't move on this drywall. I don't even price. Nothing, pretty much everything else.
Just
back
being
there.
lazy, we can move it.
And then, I can't help it, man.
I'm just messing with you, Bill. I don't want to flip.
Is that the only roll of 3-wire we got left?
I haven't looked. It's the only roll I've seen, but
I'll go look, because we gotta get it 3-way down the steps, across, and down here to the other end,
okay.
and we'll have to catch it hot somewhere.
That time's
We'll have to have 2 circuits for the living room,
okay.
and then one probably for the hallway.
Lights open tonight. What about the garage?
Garage plugs is by itself,
Garage lights.
and then we're gonna do 8 lights, 2 outside lights on the garage, and then 1 for the pedestrian. But I don't guess you're doing 8 lights.
He's got 2. Oh yeah, 2 on the outside of the garage, and then 1 for the pedestrian door.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think he's gonna do 8 lights. I wouldn't back here.
It takes a village of helping hands. It takes a people who understand. We can make a difference across the nation with community renovation.
Hey man, thank you for the great job today.
Yes, sir.
We look forward to having you come back and work some more. We're going to enjoy seeing all this great plumbing.
Take care.
All right.
It takes a village of helping hands. It takes a people who understand. We can make a difference across the nation with community renovation.
So the Air guys did a wonderful job, explained everything perfectly. I feel so confident at what they've done here. I'm so happy to say that the next time you see me, we're finishing the build.
It takes a village of helping hands. It takes a people who understand.